So
Man, this dude's ridiculous.
we have some wonderful news to get to. Okay. Big news.
Oh, yeah?
Big news. We've got the Phoenix Suns have one spot open. We were hoping for Kelly Oubre. He ends up going to the Hornets. Okay.
Ooh.
Couple tears coming down. But Flex from Jersey, shout out to Flex from Jersey. Big tweet here says, per conversations with league sources, I'm told the Suns are actively monitoring the buyout and trade markets. Keep your eye out for Thaddeus Young via trade or Kevin Love via buyout. Young would be a great fit in Phoenix at power forward after averaging 12, 6, and 4 last year in Chicago. Sundo, you and I have never really watched him play that much. Romp had him as a player on his team to watch, so he knows better than we do. He's all for it. That's a good sign. He doesn't hate on him. I think that Romp would be honest, and I think that he would hate on Thaddeus Young if there were any reason to.
Right.
And we just watched some highlights, and we liked damn near everything we saw except for his shot, but he's not going to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kevin Love, which to be honest, I didn't even really know he was still out there doing his thing. I thought he was I know he's miserable with the Cavs and wants out.
Right. Will LeBron con him into signing that contract?
Yes. Right. Left his ass high and dry in Cleveland.
Yep.
We just watched highlights of it. Just what are your thoughts, man? Where do you go?
For me personally, where do I go? Look, we watched the stuff on Thaddeus Young. We watched a few videos about his career, about how, he's just been in the league for a decade, and he's just now starting to come on strong because of, the video talked about Billy Donovan and his offense. And I made a comparison with you that Monty Williams was an assistant to Billy Donovan, and their offenses are going to be similar with the player movement, ball movement, and Thaddeus Young would fit in a system like that. So we talked about that, and then of course we talked about Kevin Love. There's really not much to say about Kevin Love other than it's Kevin Love, and yes, people say like he's been hurt, and people are talking about how he's washed up and injury concerns and whatnot, but it's still Kevin Love. And we went ahead and turned on some highlights, and dude still looked clean, and dude was still hitting deep threes, and dude was what you just said, and you said it before him, was a better version of Dario Saric. And we all know how much Monty loves Dario, and the facilitator that he could be. So
he worships the ground Dario walks on, and he wants Sticks to be just like him. So in a year where Dario is gone,
exactly,
I think it's very obvious where the two of us are leaning. But I want to say this about Thad Young. So these are the things that were my impressions. So I like that it is Thad Young's most efficient year last year. When I heard the name Thad Young, my number one complaint was age. I felt like he should be 44 years old at this point. Turns out he's 33. But unlike most 33-year-olds, he's not declining. His age is his game is aging like fine wine for some reason. And so at 33, I'm not scared of a 33-year-old. That age doesn't scare me when our whole team hinges on the success of a 37-year-old, Chris Paul.
It's true.
Okay, so 33 ain't nothing to sneeze at. So he's 1 inch taller than Craig. We know I'm a size queen. Okay. I love him tall. Right. He has many Torrey Craig tendencies. I'm seeing him getting these offensive rebounds. He averaged 2.5 offensive rebounds a game, Romp. That's better than Craig. Okay. 4.3 assists. It shows me that he's good with the ball. He's not going to be a turnover machine at all. He has a better post-up game than anyone we have on the roster.
Facts.
Yeah, that's pretty sad to say.
Okay. He reminds me, thanks to Romp pointing this out, a non-shooting Julius Randle, a lefty who's plays almost the same. We don't need shooters. We are a team full of shooters. We might have too many shooters because we fall in love with shooting, We have no one going at the rack. Anything else I'm forgetting about Thad?
I mean, you said it all. Go ahead, Romp. Go ahead.
Gabe, let me tell you, you will fall in love with Thaddeus Young. If you like Torrey Craig, he's just the type of player who does his job and does a little bit of everything. Like, he'll even knock down like a 3 here and there. He's not going to shoot the lights out, but he's really picky with his shots. Like, he's not going to take a dumb 3. But when he does shoot a 3, it will go in at times because his form isn't terrible. So don't write him off as like not a 3-point shooter because he'll take them here and there. But his court vision is exceptional. His post-up game is a little floater he's got going on. He can definitely get to the rim. And I feel like with the motion offense the Suns run, he'll fit right in. He's not a shooter, obviously. He won't spread the floor as much as someone like Kevin Love. But he'll do everything else, and he'll hustle. And I think he's going to have a great year with the Suns because, like, he's never played with the talent that the Suns have, if you think about it. Like, he was with the Sixers, and at that time, they were just, like, a decent team, nothing special. Then he went to the Pacers, then he went to the Nets when they were trash. And the Bulls last year were garbage. But now he's finally going to a team with talent, so you got to think that would help him out as well.
But Rob, you just said something there, though. You said spacing the floor. And if Thaddeus Young doesn't space the floor, then let me ask you this question. What will Monty do with him if he can't space the floor? It seems like, this is what it seems like to me, is that they're looking for somebody to take Dario's place now that Dario is hurt. It just seems like that is the thing that they're looking for. Mm-hmm. We just did a whole thing about Sticks being that guy, and Sticks didn't look like that guy. It just seems like that is what they are looking for. Will Thaddeus Young...
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Will Thaddeus Young be that guy? Or will Kevin Love be that guy? And I feel personally Kevin Love will be that guy if we were able to get him via the whole, there are processes that have to happen. He has to get bought out, and then we have to then spend money on him. Yes. But I feel like the option would be Kevin Love if all these things were to fall in place. That's my personal preference.
Sundo, let me ask you this, though. Was Dario really spreading the floor? Was he really spreading the floor? Like, not really.
No, but Kevin Love can.
He can, but do you need floor spreaders? You got Cam Johnson, you got Mikal, you got Devin Booker. Like, you got enough shooters. You just need someone who can get to the rim and hit a nice floater.
As you say,
dog. Yeah.
Look, sell me on this man, bro, because I'm not sold. Watching the highlights, I'm still not sold on it.
He's not gonna get you with the highlights. You can watch all the highlights you want of Thaddeus Young. You just have to experience him on your team. I'm telling you, he's that type of player. It's like Torrey Craig. He's like Torrey Craig on steroids. He's got a high IQ. For Gabe.
He's trying to sell me so hard.
5 offensive rebounds.
He's trying.
I'm telling you. And K Love, he's great and all, but once he gets bought out, who says he's going to the Suns? That's the thing.
I mean, that's also true.
That's true. So let's switch gears here to Kevin Love. Now, when we started this conversation a little bit ago, when Kevin Love's name came up, it did nothing for me. But then we watched the highlights of him playing the last couple of years, and I tell you what, there's
injuries though.
Talk to me about his injuries.
Well, he couldn't play USA basketball because of injuries, and every year.
I thought that's because he just didn't fit with them.
He said that he just didn't feel comfortable being there. He never really said injuries. He said he just wanted to get his body right, and that could have been an injury. Yes, it could have been he didn't want to deal with COVID protocols. He didn't really give us the exact details of what was happening, other than he wanted to get his body right and he didn't feel right playing.
That's fair, but I think he's more injury prone than Thaddeus Young.
Oh, this we do know. And I mean, that's a whole different separate. Do you want someone who's going to be there all the time, or do you want somebody who's going to spread the floor? And like, I think right now for us as the Suns, my question is, because we've made the playoffs and I feel like we're going to go back there again, my deal isn't the regular season. My deal is what's going to get us the most help in the playoffs.
True.
That's my
stance. Good ass point.
That's my stance. We should make the playoffs. This team is talented enough to make another run to get into the playoffs. We should get there already. Who will help us in the postseason? What will give us the most depth in the postseason?
But my problem with the Suns in the postseason this year was they didn't have enough players to get into the rim. They had enough shooters, but Kevin Love's just another spot-up shooter. who can take it off the dribble occasionally, but
my problem was I don't think they just weren't hitting shots, period. Because they were getting open.
But you can't rely on 3-pointers so much. Like it's like if you add Kevin Love, like it's
like a hat on a hat.
Yeah, you're just relying on that 3-point shot. Well, Thaddeus Young, he could hit the 3 here and there, but he can also get to the rim. And then when he gets in the paint, he can kick it out to someone else. And then
didn't we just get JaVale McGee for that though?
No, JaVale McGee is JaVale McGee, but
I'm just saying. So like I said, I just don't know. My preference is Kevin Love. I'm not sold on Thaddeus Young, but we did get Thaddeus Young, I mean, I'm comfortable with either one because that gives us veteran experience, and no matter what, either way. Like I said, our backup power forward situation, I'm not a big fan of having really nobody. It's just Jay Crowder and that's it. And we're hoping Sticks is that guy. But if Sticks doesn't turn out to be that guy, we got to get somebody.
Let's be honest. Jay Crowder is a 3 playing the 4.
I mean, and Cam Johnson, I believe is the same way. I don't see Cam Johnson as a solid 4. So give me a solid 4. And so I'm not. If we got either one of these guys, I'd be good.
Small ball 4, yes, but
my preference is Kevin Love.
Small ball 4 works just fine. Did small ball work for us against the Bucks? Did they not figure it out? So I like Thad Young. I will be jumping for joy if we get him. But Romp, this is my comparison, okay? You're a young buck. You're a young lad. You remember when your parents were looking to help get you your first car. You know, if they bought you a car, if you were lucky enough financially to be in that situation. At that age, you know, you don't make the best decisions on cars. I feel like I'm still that way with players. So you're offering me a really cool car, you know, like some sort of Jeep that's lifted with dope wheels. And yeah, it's got a lot of miles on it, but it's awesome. And it's so versatile. It does this. It does, you know, you can pull up to the mall in it and you're going to look great, or you can go off-roading and just get through any mud or any snow. And then you're offering me a car that's like a Volkswagen. You're like, yo, this is made by Germans, bro. Like, it is legit. It will work. It will work probably at 300,000 miles. You will never be late. It will always start when you turn the key. You will never have to worry about a performance issue. And I'm just like, but the Jeep makes me feel a certain way. And Kevin Love makes me feel a certain way. He's taller, size queen. And he's not just shooting threes, man. He's shooting really deep threes, and I like that. But he's so Dario if Dario was good.
Thank you. He's also a great distributor of the ball.
IQ is there. His passing ability is there. Him coming off the bench is, for me, a dream come true.
I like both options, to be honest. I'm just leaning towards a little more Thad Young just because the injuries scare me for Kevin Love. Like, he hasn't had a healthy season in forever. But I like both options.
Bro, I don't even think if we did get Kevin Love, I don't even think he'd be coming off the bench.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You'd have to plug him in as a starting lineup, and that would give us a Jay Crowder off the bench, which I love that option coming off the bench.
Don't let Salty hear that. You're lucky Salty ain't here.
Well, I'm just saying, but you got to say, Jay Crowder as a starter is good. Jay Crowder off the bench will be good too. So it is what it is. Like I said, it's just we'll see.
Let the comment section. Let the comment section.
Yeah, let the comment section decide.
Please,
let
guys,
us know in the comments.
After, of course, leaving the like that you were going to leave us, leave a comment, man. Let us know, who do you want, Thaddeus Young or Kevin Love at this stage in their careers? Considering, like Sundo said, it's all about winning a title next year and getting back to where we were and where we were 2 games away from. So hit the like. If you have not subscribed, please do. Leave that comment, and we will see you guys next time, man. Go Suns.